Velvet Dropwing. I really wanted to do a video about the 2026 fashion predictions, and people have been focusing lately on having a 2026 bingo card for what they want to do for the year instead of resolutions. And I really thought the format was cute for if we did a fashion bingo. So I'm gonna start off with our main topics. Amongst all of this here, I do have like my main key points as to like have a theme for what are the things that will be trending in 2026. The first one being medieval core. That is something I feel like is going to be one of the major things. Next up is vintage gym wear. Then we also have elevated basics. We have the 80s. We'll go into that. We'll have the color of the year, which I don't believe is going to be Cloud Dancer. It's going to be definitely more of teal, turquoise, cobalt, or electric blue, but I'll get into that later. And then we also have the 2010s. This one isn't that much of like a duh, yeah, it's gonna happen, but specifically what in the 2010s I think is going to be trending. And then I'll have like some honorable mentions here or there that are just like tiny characteristics. But if you want to like pause and like take a look to see, so before we dive in, feel free to do that. So let's get started. Specifically going over the medieval core, the first things that comes to my mind is Elizabeth from the newest Frankenstein movie. Specifically when it comes to like darker colors being in theme, lace, velvet, gauzy materials. You also have Robert Eggers' Werewolf that's supposed to be coming out, I believe, this next year. And one of the things that I have in my bullets over here about what are the main stuff that's happening: dark colors, lace, velvet, European braiding hairstyles, specifically more intricate stuff. I also thought that hand fans would be something that is going to come around sooner or later. Specifically like more feathers, that type of thing. Or it doesn't have to be feathers, it can just be like whatever people have to their heart's desire, just to, show some uniqueness when it comes to how they portray themselves and how they want to be able to stay, cool during these warmer weathers. I remember I saw like two videos talking about how December of like last year was way colder than what it was this time, and especially during Christmas, people were really hoping for like a cooler, weather. That did not end up happening, even for me. But I am in Texas, but still, it's like we've had freezes come in, and now it's like gonna be more of a cold New Year than it is for a cold Christmas. But also going into the medieval core, it doesn't always have to be dark colors. It can also be lighter colors as well too, especially with the party themes that you've been seeing every once in a while is like Fancy Nancy, you have the princess crowns, hennins, that sort of thing. That was something that has been slowly being introduced throughout 2025 throughout the year, but I feel like it's going to go really full force into 2026. Moving on, we're going to be talking about vintage gym wear, specifically 80s gym wear, 80s aerobics. Madison Beer, I know she did a music video recently called Yes Baby, and people really, really seemed to like it. There's also a dance performance over here going about it. I don't know what the restrictions are on YouTube. I'm not trying to, play with them, but this is something I think is definitely going to come back, especially as people are trying to be more unique when it comes to how they go about their gym wear and how they represent themselves in spaces in the gym. And, just adding more pizzazz, adding more style to it. Let me pull up my page to show what I'm talking about. So it's not just 80s wear, it can also just be like some of the stuff that was trending in the 2000s. I know there's somebody online on TikTok. She has a store that is just solely dedicated to, selling more of like vintage gym wear or anything of the sort. But being unique, having their own style. But I definitely think stuff from like the 2000s to things from the 80s are just going to be what's more in style when it comes to gym. I also saw that there's going to be more of an anti-polyester movement when it comes to gym clothing. Hopefully, it encourages more people to just when they shop or when they're starting to shop for more gym clothing, if they're getting into the gym, is like looking for more natural materials. And for those who are already have what they have, it's more of like, okay, donating them, or not just necessarily throwing it all away and adding to the landfill and stuff like that. I never see anything about people being able to modify their gym wear. I don't know, maybe that's a thing, but with like elastic and stuff, that's like a pretty scary material for a lot of people. So it's going to be kind of hard for people to be able to like, mess around with them, use them, sewing and all that stuff, so that it actually comes out the way they want. If it's matching like whatever is trending at the time for 2026. I cannot for the life of me. There was a second post that was talking about, there it is, anti-polyester fashion, um, as a yoga girly. And then this just going into more sustainability, I feel like when it comes to uh for fashion. So moving on, we're going to be talking about the elevated basics. My main points I feel like that goes into this is one of the things that will be trending for sure: fireman clasps. I swear on it, I promise you that this is going to be something that will be coming around. I've seen it once in a while here and there, on different areas and different spaces. I also feel like this falls in line with the Japandi, which honestly I think the name should be changed to Chandy, because there's not much Japanese influence in here. It's more, of a Chinese sort of thing. And um it falls in line, with people wanting to have their own unique style, you know microtrends not being a thing anymore into 2025, 2026, not 2025. And buttons as well will also be included too, in terms of making the trend stand out more, people wanting to augment it, make it their own. you know there's another one, another fireman class. And let me see. There was one more. Button tights, which I will get into the tights later on as well. Button skirts. And then, where is it? Button nails. It's definitely going to be a thing. I feel like it is. Um, and then basic. Slow down. This just falls under the funnel neck trend. I feel like for this fall, that definitely happened. And it's definitely it's Sons, you know, the Nicki verse or whatever. But that's that for elevated basics. Now on to the 80s. Um when I think of the 80s, I definitely think of like Office Siren, but with an 80s twist, which is like wearing ties. I feel like wearing ties more in the corporate space is definitely something that's going to be happening for people. I don't really have visuals for it up at the time. Along with the 80s as well, you can't tell me. I feel like with Doja Cat's latest album V, with the way the thing was rolled out, with the arrival and everything, not a lot of people were able to listen to it and get a really good feel for it. But with the 80s coming back into 2026, maybe one or two of her songs is really gonna pop off and then become like a whole trend. That's what something I think is going to be adding to it. And then going back into the 80s again, following up with the 80s aerobics, 80s gym wear, that sort of thing. And fur is one thing that I feel like it's going to be added on to the trend. Let me see if I can find it. There was this instance, and when I say fur, I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm talking about specifically this type of fur jacket. It's not gonna be like the full on, trench coat length type of thing. I don't think that's what's gonna be the case for this trend. I don't know if it was JT that I saw with this type of, fit, but this is more of what I envision when it comes to fur jackets or fur jackets being around for this trend. More of like, craving the hunter, type of thing. But I just see this more of the style that will be happening at the moment. I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But going on to color specifically, Cloud Dancer, white, that's been said and done. That's not going to be what's going to be coming around. I'm going to be connecting the situation that I was talking about when it comes to the 80s. There was a specific type of color, like a teal, turquoise, electric blue, cobalt blue type situation, right? And I'm going to show you some examples to feel like it matches with what I'm saying. There was this bag by this brand, Pierre Laborde, New York. I was late to the trend. I have not been able to snatch myself one of these bags, but I remember seeing this on Pinterest and absolutely loving it. This shade that you see over here, this is what I feel like is going to be happening more for 2026 over here. And then even as like just different things, I saw this artist that he used his vlogs to make this very beautiful mask, and then I just kept seeing signs more and more everywhere. Look at this fish. I feel like this was just perfect confirmation for me to be able to know, like, I can trust that this is the color that's coming through. Pinterest has a different shade of blue that they think is going to be coming back, but I feel like you can see Grace Jones' glove. She's going to bring her hand out again. Again, it matches with the idea that I have with the 80s. That specific shade of blue. I feel like that's definitely what, is going to be coming about for this year, And then I have like one more example. Where is it? This lady with her dress, and specifically with her hair that she has over there. That I'll be going into later on. But yeah, I feel like this is definitely the main color that will be for 2026. I've seen it multiple times. I keep seeing it popping up everywhere here and there, and it just makes like more sense, Even with the freaking Madison Beer Yes Baby music video, you see all this blue. It's a must. It's definitely something that's gonna pop about. Heed my words. Mallory Hearts You also follows what I'm talking about when it comes to specifically the 80s and the bright blue, dark blue type of makeup. She has a look here with her earrings and then with her eyeliner. And as far as complementary colors that is coming for 2026 with the blue, orange. I already showed it before with this hair color, but I think orange specifically for accessories or to complement it. So orange hair, like I showed here before, when it came to another person, orange hair, specifically this shade, I feel like is what is going to come about. And then the lady as well, it follows with what I'm saying. I can see this being, a hairstyle. I'm not sure if it's going to be a universal, type of thing, but I see it popular amongst like a lot of black girlies. So I might be right on that. Oh, and then this one as well when it comes up. Oh, this talks about the fur jacket that I was talking about. But yeah. And then Pinterest had mentioned about its gimme gummy aesthetic coming around for 2026. I saw this video of a dad with his daughter, and I feel like this definitely confirmed it for me. And I was going back about the Fancy Nancy parties that were happening at the time, and is it on here? I don't think it's on here. Oh, you have your little charms, your little trinkets that I had from when I bought at Glossier back in summer 2025. And then I think, yeah, going on with the aesthetic for like the different parties and everything like that. I think this one should have what I'm talking about. Nope. But that follows along with it. And also it goes into what I'm talking about when it comes to the 2010s and C-punk, when it comes to, the hairstyles. And going into the 2010s, what I feel like is going to be adaptations of that time, we're going to be talking about gladiator shoes. The Odyssey is coming around 2026. I wouldn't be surprised if specifically these types would be coming back, not exactly to a T, but like more of the golden ones, or like more suited to match, people's style. And along with that, if not gladiator shoes, then boxer shoes. I have my own pair of boxer shoes that I really like, but I would like to get like a plain black one that really matches my style, and accentuates what I feel like is more close to me. And I remember there was these Free People boxer shoes that I was so mad that I wasn't able to catch on time, but now I have a pair that I actually really really like, so I'm not too mad. Um, and I also wanted to talk about big bags. Big Wanted to go about big bags, and specifically about how people are over Birkins in general, and they want their own version of what a big bag is for them. They're not going away, but people just want something that's more sustainable, something that's more them, coded to what they have. Me specifically, I have the Civ Pimp Name Slickback bag, and I really really like it, and I'm very big fan, huge of it, and this is my big bag. I wish I had caught on to the Amy Shahab butter yellow bag, but I kid you not, I found out about this bag in like October. This thing went out in June, July, so couldn't have caught it even if I wanted to. But just people finding something that fits them, that fits their own style, that is something that they can carry around, that they feel is more, close to them and more of their taste. And you can't really blame people because, again, wanting their own unique styles, wanting their own unique tastes. I saw, is it on here? This huge bag. This one is like basically a whole shoulder. I don't know if it's gonna get up to this extreme, but most likely not. But still, it's funny to think about. And then there was another one. This one's like more Birkin shaped, but it's like, going on with the cowboy theme that we've had this year with Cowboy Carter. So it really just depends. People just want to be able to have their own thing. And the girlies are fighting. I saw this one, somebody talking about their brand's bags being better than the Coach Kiss Lock. Oh, and carrying bags in this style where it's like under the arm, you're holding onto it. That is something that is going to be seen in a lot more pictures, and that will be like the style or the look for being able to carry said bags. You're gonna see that in like a lot of photos here and there. Here's another one. This one is a bag that is on my to go, not my to go. That's on my wish list. But yeah, it's carrying it under the arm, making it match with your look. It's, people just want something that's them. As for going into more accessories, you've probably seen it littered around here or there, but I'm gonna point it out. Specifically the pyramid studding for that happened back in the 2010s. Pyramid studs are definitely going to be something that you see depending on the person. I kept seeing it every once in a while here and there, and honestly it has rubbed off on me. I can't even lie to you. I finally get what the emo kids were going on about back in the day, but it's just, I don't know, to me it's just really cool. It's really impressive. I really like it, and it's definitely going to be going around a bit more throughout 2026. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something that happened more in the summertime and then into the winter. Bro, you will not believe, I saw, where is it? A pyramid stud ceramic mug. Are you kidding me? And then on top of that, this was in Hot Topic, I also saw a pyramid studded drink. Well, this is a pyramid stud, but this is a studded drink carrier, and then a studded laptop case by Minga London. So it's already coming in. It's already rolling out. I saw these shoes on Poshmark that match with the aesthetic. You have some phone cases that are going about. Wildflower cases. They posted cases like these on their Pinterest talking about it. I think it's even still available on their shop. And going back to like the gladiator shoes, you see a lot of these pyramid studding. Will it be exact? I don't know, but I am confident. I can speak on it that this will be something that will be happening. I feel like that's definitely the case for sure. Um, and then next up we have is, you're gonna have to stick with me, is zebra print. Okay.
What the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, bro.
Give me, wait. Zebra print. I promise you. Especially as we're going into the 2010s, and then the whole trend about like talking about, 2016 is next year. Oh, 2016 is a day away. It makes sense that that's coming back. If you look at the top 3 prints that were around during the, what is it? The 2010s and the 80s, guess what you're gonna see in there? Zebras, dog. Zebra. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna be seeing around. Did I really look for any examples talking about it? No, because it hasn't clicked yet. I see it here and there for more of like the 2010s girlies who enjoy that fashion, but it's coming. I promise you it is. It's gonna be there. It's gonna come around. You're gonna be caught on surprise. And if it's not zebra print, I think it's gonna specifically be Jaguars, you know? Oh, and then this is also Mallory with the pyramid studded bracelets. So I'm onto something. Okay, hear me out. Look at this top. And if it's not zebra, if it's not tiger, it might be cheetah. Okay, so you might see more stuff like this going on for people's fits, but I'm not sure what time during the year it's gonna happen. Also, this wallet with the pyramid studs on it. So yeah, that's definitely gonna come about. And you see what's that in the back? Zebra with what? The dark blue. Right. Oh, also going back to the shoes again, the Onitsuka Mexico 66 boxing shoes. Hopefully they're still around when I can finally be able to cop them. And one more. What's James Brown wearing? Yeah. You can argue it's a green, but you get what I'm saying, you know? So, yeah. I'm down to my last 2 items. The only thing that I have left to talk about is tights. Tights are something that they're never really gonna go away or anything like that, but specifically more funkier looking tights, more fun tights that'll be around. Dog, cancel that. I just remembered. Also, fawn print. That's something that's gonna be around as well. I keep forgetting, it keeps crossing my mind, but it's around. I see it every once in a while. I don't know if this is something that's only gonna stick within the coquette, you know, soft girl, cottagecore community, but don't be surprised if it does become more mainstream and you see it in a lot of like stores in the mall or anything like that. So yeah, but losing track. Going back to what I was saying about tights. You see the buttons with the colorful tights, and then I also saw a post that was talking about, where is it? You found funky tights paradise in Paris. So I wouldn't be surprised if people did this. It goes again with the personal styling that you have. If people wanted to do more unique stuff for like 80s aerobics or anything, that can follow with, you know, instead of wearing, you know, the two-toned, two-color, you know, type of fit, you can switch it up and have like a unique print on one, and then you have a unique color that you really like at the bottom. There was a time I saw a bag with it. I can't find it. It was like an ad that I had gotten on my feed. If I do, maybe I'll pull it up, but yeah, that was something that I saw becoming a thing. And then we have our very, very last item. This one is more of a stretch. I don't know if it'll really become a thing, but I believe in it. I think I see potential. I see it becoming a thing. Is guy liner. That is something that I'm fighting with the audio. Oh my god. Guy liner. That is something that I feel like is something that's gonna definitely happen. He doesn't have any on his eyes because he kind of looks like he does, but or does he? I don't know. I think it's just his lashes. But y'all remember the Roderick and Regina ship? For those who know, that came about like in November, October, around that time. Roderick has to like popped up here and there every once in a while. It's like talking about your, crushes and everything like that. And I feel like this is something that will definitely be a thing that guys would want to experiment with and, play around and see if it's like, their vibe. And what print does he have? Zebra. But anyways, guy liner might come back. You never know. I don't know if it will. I feel like it might, but this is like a slight maybe. So we'll see if I actually hit it on my bingo card by the end of the year. But come on. Like, come on, tell me this is not right. So yeah. That is the end of my video. A lot of yaponomics went down on here. If you see any posts or anything that I didn't really click on, I just didn't want to jump around on too many tangents, and like mess up the vibe of the video. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll be able to post more videos into the 2026. So yeah, have a nice day. See ya. Bye.
Consumed by you, give me up.